Joining me today is Heather Hannam. She's a physical therapist of 45 years, a pelvic floor specialist who works a lot with the TMJ and its relationship to the pelvic floor, as well as all kinds of orthopedic issues. And she facilitates the Healing the Pelvic Core workshops right alongside me. With our discussion today, we want to reach a wider number of women who may not be able to attend our workshops, and we're going to cover issues that are especially relevant to women today. Heather, thank you for joining me, and I'd love to hear more about what you want to share with us today.
Thank you. I thought a good topic today would be the jaw and how it relates to the pelvic floor.
Excellent.
So the jaw, it technically is called the temporomandibular joint, TMJ. And I brought a little visual aid today. It's that little joint that's right next to the front of the ear. And it has a very, very interesting connection to the pelvic floor. So I would say 60% of the clients that I see have a jaw issue. And jaw issues may include clicking, popping, tension, limited opening. Perhaps you've even locked, where you've locked open, where I can't shut my jaw, or you feel a click, pain, muscle spasm, and I cannot open. So those are some of the basic symptoms of the jaw. You may have pain up into your temples. You may have temple headache. It's often accompanied with forward head posture when we're sitting like this at computers. Very, 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 very common. So the interesting thing about the pelvic floor and the jaw is that, first of all, they have, they're both ends of the alimentary canal. So we eat here, poop comes out the other end. So peeing is not part of the alimentary canal, but the pelvic floor muscles are attached in that low area that allows us to poop and void. And so there's a commonality there. We also have, there's only so many bones that crisscross the body. The jaw is one, the mandible is one, that's this one, the white one. And then on the pelvis, it's the sacrum in the back. So, and then the other thing that's really interesting is that there are estrogen receptors in the jaw joints. So we know that girls tend to talk earlier, and technically, generally, more than boys. So there's another connection. And the jaw is connected to the limbic system. That's the emotional seat in the brain. So we often, when we're angry, when we're upset, when we've been silenced, we often clench, shutting down, or opening the mouth and talking. So Elizabeth Noble is I'm not sure she's still alive. She was in my heyday, she was a force of nature. But she said that the truth we don't speak on during the day, we tend to grind on at night. So if you have issues of grinding at night, of clenching during the day, it may be related to you not being able to express yourself and have your own truth. And we know as women, we have a history of not being encouraged to tell our truth. Mm-hmm. She also had another codicil that I find very interesting. What the upper lips won't say, the lower lips will. We're talking about the labia of the vulva of the pelvic floor area. And so oftentimes women who have pelvic pain, pain with penetration, pain with any kind of tampon use, speculums, that can be related to the jaw. I've had more than one beautiful young woman who comes in with pelvic pain with intercourse, just penetration, maybe the thrusting is painful. And we get their body ready to be able to accept that again, and then they don't want to have sex with that guy. And so it makes me think about what the upper lips won't say, the lower lips will. Mm-hmm. So it could be relational. But I mean, it could be a issues, but that's one place where I certainly see that come up. We hold tension, we tuck tail down there when we're disappointed, when we're frustrated, when we're scared, and that tucking tail is part of the pelvic floor musculature. So it goes along with, that's a pelvic floor clenching that is reminiscent of the jaw clenching.
Yeah. Thank you, Heather. This is really important information, and most people don't think about the fact that this primal area of fight or flight in the body, which the jaw is, and the pelvic floor, which has to do with one of our, it is not only a pleasure center and a center of creativity, but it's also an area where we feel most vulnerable, that these two would be fit and would be connected to each other in some very, very primary ways. So, and I love what Elizabeth Noble has to say about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if this topic resonated with you and you want to learn more about the Healing the Pelvic Core workshops, visit healingthepelviccore.com for the latest information on upcoming workshops.